Hello. Good morning.
Don't make
Welcome.
mistakes here. We just have happy accidents.
Good morning, Bell Pepper. Oh, it's time for another week. Well, maybe not a full week. It depends on how long it goes. But, it's time for a new week of Satisfactory. We gotta make numbers happy. The numbers are still a bit unhappy. The factory can't run on its own without supervision. So we gotta make numbers happy. So we gotta do some more math. First thing on a Monday morning, right? We're getting there, though. It's slowly coming together. Slowly. Very slowly. Ugh. It's like that's the sound. It's the sound everyone makes working on this factory now. It's just, It's like 90% of my stream is just, Oh, goodness me. I'm just tired, Wake up on a Monday morning, you're just tired. Anyway. I see Prime sneaking around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how you doing? I'll take that as my answer.
What?
That's how you were doing. Apparently eating.
You say that. But yeah, that's still my answer.
121 hours this factory has run. Oh, goodness me. Ugh. You're playing Project Zomboid, and I'm getting itchy for it.
Same. I keep looking at it and going,
Constant death and making characters.
Ooh, we're over a third of the way there with nuclear pasta.
Yeah, it's been running. I've been over here in aluminum, making numbers happy. It's not ready yet, but it's getting there.
Alright. So we do over.
Yeah, I still can't move. Yeah, oh, now I can.
Okay. Y'all are unhappy. Why are y'all unhappy? You have... Oh, because, right. Okay, well...
Okay, so let's see. Last time we got this entire aluminum line running. So now we're loaded with aluminum scrap at all times. We also have more battery makers. We got the numbers happier on battery makers. So now it feeds all its excess water into the sulfuric acid makers over here. Kind of got sulfuric acid a bit happier, so now those two makers over there are just feeding nuclear. And we underclocked one of them because I think that's what the number needed to be. Don't know. We might run out of power at some point because I did the math wrong, but as long as the sulfuric acid holds, should be fine. Had to do a lot of reworking to get this setup going, but yeah, there's still plenty to be done because we're not getting enough alumina solution now. And we still have a little bit of extra water happening, but we're getting closer. We're getting closer to getting the numbers right. And then the factory can just be left on to do its own thing. But not until the numbers are happy. So you're hiding in a closet waiting for zombies to slowly walk towards your humble house so you can whack them with your baseball bat. Yeah, it's been a while since I played Zomboid. I played a bit back when Update 41 was kind of early. So multiplayer wasn't out yet, and we did a bit of multiplayer a couple years ago. So I'm hoping these are happy numbers here, and I think they are. Because yeah, this sulfuric acid is just feeding this system.
Okay, looks like that's all we needed to get this corrected. Alright. Everything green. That's what we like to see.
So, alright. So, next steps are getting a Lumina solution. So, let's see. How much do we need? We need 40 times 5. That is 200? Need 200 Illumina solution a minute. Which I think if we redo some of this stuff over here, we can get those numbers. So we're definitely packed on scrap. Okay.
Alright, yeah. Everything's looking good here.
Well, you can sit back and relax. Well, you can sit back and relax while the factory works on it, so it's the day you'll stop getting life support from Fix-It. Oh no. They're gonna shut me down. Okay, so... how can we make some happy numbers? Make sure to implement some bugs so you can fix them later. Yeah, you need like, what is it? Planned obsolescence in the factory. You know, set something up that's so complicated and it normally breaks down. Only I can fix it. Fix-It wouldn't cut me off. They'd make a power enemy of Moon Inc. You don't want to do that. Okay, so... now, let's see here. Let's see what some happy numbers are. So if this produces 120 a minute. I would need at least 2 of them to feed the batteries, but then that gives me 40 left over. Use 200.
Alright, so based on math, we should only need these particle cell accelerators running for another about 10.5 hours, and then we'll have all the nuclear pasta we need. Ugh.
Morning, Nelly. Oh boy, how am I gonna get these numbers to line up? Because the big thing is, we need to make sure... so we need enough Illumina solution to power... power the battery makers. Of course, you don't want to over on your water too much. Again, we're still flushing tanks. I think these tanks should stay empty now. No, they don't. Why are they filling up? Oh, because the valve is going this way. Okay. We still got some excess water we have to deal with. Okay. Well, we know, like, with that setup over there, 5 is the optimal number, but let's see. clock it down. Can't really clock it down to exactly 100. So we're gonna have to make the numbers happy. Hey, probs won't join until later. I have a few chores to do. Okay, Nelly.
Yay, chores.
Okay, so let's see. We end up with 40. These take 240. Cat box and some vacuuming. This is okay, let's see here. Numbers. Let me write this down. Oh, it's a good day for math, isn't it?
Always a good day for math.
So let's see, these things need 240 per minute. The other things make 120. But I need 200. So we end up with 40 left over. Suppose make a number happy here. It's not gonna let me make a number happy. Okay. Okay. I guess thinking about it actually doesn't matter because it does matter. Does it matter? Of course, I'll have to deal with the water output of one of these. Happy numbers, happy
See your
numbers.
project you're working on. Aluminum 2.0.
Yeah, I've got like I've done work on like battery makers. There's like we've got more sulfuric acid makers to kind of balance those numbers. So now the battery makers feed the sulfuric acid. So their output feeds that system. I think I've got the nuclear numbers for sulfuric acid correct. I think one of the pumps, one of the makers is underclocked to make the number exact. But I don't have enough alumina solution. That's my current problem. We need to be producing more, but it's all about making the numbers match. Let's see. There's a sweet spot here, and I just gotta think of it. Because the 5 refiner system, not 5 refiners. Got it. I've got the mock set up here. Nine refiners. Let's see, these things would be making 240, which feed that. 3 make 360. Oh, what are the numbers? It's too soon for me to be starting this. What do the numbers mean? I'm just sitting making a mashed potato sculpture and going, this means something. This is important.
God.
I haven't watched UHF in so long.
Watching this and you didn't understand that reference, there's a little movie you should watch.
Isn't it free on YouTube now or something?
I think so. I think you could watch UHF free with ads on YouTube, I think.
It's been probably decades since I've last seen it. This is fun. Watch Science Horse just sit here and work numbers in her head, or pretend to. I could just be pretending to do it, because my brain keeps shorting out because it's too damn early for math. Okay, so 3 machines would make 360. Still need to burn 120. 4 machines make 480. Wait. 4 machines make 480. That would leave. Oh, wait. Two machines make 240. What's the next step up? Two 360, 480, 600.
Oh,
720, 840. 840 is the next magic number. Is the next magic number, right? 840 would be how many machines?
Why? Because it's science, that's why. Seven machines. Okay, no wait, that should work. Okay, so 7 machines.
So 7 machines would make 840. We siphon off 200 of that, we end up with 600 left. Which doesn't help me. No, you would end up with 640 left, that's the point. 640. What if I just... Hang on. What if I'm overthinking this? In this case, it may not need a magic number, because... I mean, there probably is one, but it probably doesn't need it. Because what we can do is we can just make what we need, filter any overage into a refiner, and then take the refiner's water and just feed it back into the system and just kind of keep it going that way. That should work. Otherwise, we're already producing at our current rate. It's hard to tell, because I mean, yeah, we're feeding these things in, but
Oh, I didn't notice this.
so
Space Elevator does a final phase of early access. Employee of the planet. Delivery will unlock a small reward in the Awesome Shop.
so this routes back into there, which routes back into there. So what if the question is, how do I guarantee that those get priority? You can't really prioritize pipes. Can you? You can prioritize throughput. Can prioritize throughput. Okay. Right. Wait, you can. Oh, wait, that's permanent. Never mind. Okay. Prioritize throughput, which means then I can prioritize what goes out that way. So that means just put a valve right here. I say only 40. Still have to make these numbers happy though, but it actually might get made happier if this thing can't run all the time. Hang on. Let's just try it. My brain's not awake yet this morning. So we restrict this down to 40. Slowly. Let's see if that's restricted down to 40. These things are still outputting 120, which then thought is they should slowly start depleting their... Looks like it's happening, okay. Okay, but then these get shorted on water. So why is that happening? Because why? Maybe they're keeping up now. Let's do a little bit more. I need these things to produce 200. Okay. This isn't going anywhere else. Sometimes it gets a bit strangled for water. It might be... Just temporarily shut one of these off. What if I turn you off? What happens? What happens to the system? Because we already have a definite full line coming down that way. That gets full now. That gets full. Okay. Means this line should be able to pick up some of the slack of cutting that one off. Which means that valve should be restricting throughput. I don't know if it's actually working. So there might be. This is where it gets questionable. If I temporarily cut the valve, stuff can fill up. Nothing can pass through this valve. Everything that gets produced here must go through the pipe. No throughput happening. Might be doing like what the conveyor belts typically do, and that is saturating on one side more than the other, which looks like that might be what's happening. So we'll let the alumina solution fill up, and then I'll change the valve. Also, I wonder, will things grind to a halt if I cut one of the other valves? Cut this. So no water should pass through there. These are being restricted on alumina solution a little bit. That's what we want. 'Cause we're trying to burn some of the extra. Because I think aluminum scrap is going to stay happy for now. I don't think we're worried about that.
That's a lot of nuts!
Okay.
Looks like all this will still keep up. Ugh. There's so many nuts. So that's filling up. This is filling up. This should start filling up. It's getting there. That's getting there. Actually, does it matter if those... Actually matter if those stop producing? So if these stop producing, they'll take less water. Oh, I need to get alert command. Still a lot of stuff I need to do.
Ugh.
Okay. So I don't think it's actually going to hurt if those get stopped. Okay, wow, we're producing batteries at an alarming rate now. That's a lot of batteries. Okay, so batteries shouldn't be an issue now. Backing up, let's see, how many are we producing? We're producing 20. 20 times 5 is 100. As long as these are tier 2 belts, they shouldn't be a problem, right? Still may need to burn excess batteries. Don't know yet. Okay, I guess this means, does everything look happy? There's only one real way to see what happens. That's going to be let it run for a little while. Because I'm not sure how... feeding things back in is going to work. Like, I think what's eventually going to happen is these two machines are going to stop periodically because we're sending off, producing slightly more luminous solution than we need. And I can reopen that valve so it gets burned in here. But I'm wondering how it's gonna manage, because I'm not quite sure how pipe junctions work. Are the the pipes attached to the pump gonna get priority, or is anything on the line gonna get priority? I'm not sure what priority happens in pipes.
Oh, that's nice. Nice even 1-to-1. Oh, excuse me.
Otherwise, we might be a bit more happy over here. Yeah, aluminum scrap isn't happening here as much now. Which is fine, because that line's handling the bulk of it. Alright, well, let's just... And this tank's gonna slowly fill up, but I guess we'll see what happens when that happens. So for the time being, we might be a little bit golden. Maybe, I hope. Don't know. Are producing a lot of batteries now. Okay, how's the sulfur over here look? Or sulfuric acid? Are we running any deficits? Are we running too much? We're still running a bit of a surplus. I think. Again, I'm not quite sure how these tanks deal. Oh, I see you dumped them into the space elevator. Yeah, I'm not sure how these tanks deal when it comes to priority. Let me put on my radiation suit and let's go hop in. Let's see if we're dealing with waste. Ugh, God, I really wish I had another body slot because I need my freaking Blade Runners.
I know.
I can't get through this without. So let's see, these are all inputs.
Standing on the particle accelerator while it's running, this is probably safe.
Hey, look, you can't leave this world before I do. Oh, I see. The filters burn faster the closer you are to.
Oh yeah, I actually haven't checked on the math. I think we do have. We are producing waste faster than we're reprocessing it, I think. But yeah, I haven't gone to check that math.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if we're gonna run into a roadblock there. Okay, but again, everything seems to be keeping up over here. I think to prevent a catastrophe on this side, we need to make sure batteries are getting used up on the other side. Let's see. The other thing is. Well, like I say, the only thing I can do right now is just see if being left, if anything, grinds to a halt over here. Mainly what happens when this tank fills up. Because we're definitely... What if I just... I might have to do is I might have to hook the water output in just to one of the machines, maybe. Cause yeah, I don't know how priority works on pipes. There might not be a priority. Well, let's go back to the other side of the factory and take a look at things. It's been a while since I've been over there getting aluminum. Working the numbers. That notepad up there. And yeah, I guess figure out waste processing and all that too. Like I say, I briefly looked at the nuclear power, and I was like, okay, where's this sulfuric acid going? And I was like, oh, it looks like it uses a grand total of like 75 a minute. So I adjusted the refineries to produce that much, but I don't know if they're like dead on or not. Alright, so first things first, we have to make sure these batteries are getting eaten up. If not, we're gonna run into an issue. Which, yeah, we're gonna run into an issue.
Okay, so that's what it is. We're not making... It's not that we're making too much waste, it's that other stuff is limited, and that's what's slowing things down. Okay. This would all keep up with the waste we're producing if everything was optimized. Okay. Let's say I had you.
Problem is, I don't know the exact numbers of batteries we're eating because of the drones. Considering we're only using 10 per minute on this side, and it looks like it's bringing over 86. Okay, it's bringing over a lot of batteries. Let me take some of these to burn them. Because I feel like we're gonna... So, is that all keeping up? Not. Oh, it's because the train's here. Never mind. I was worried we weren't keeping up with silica there, but no, we are. Ah, we're fine. Okay. Ah, ah, ah. Oh god. Come on, computer, you can do it. Haven't loaded this side of the factory yet, so it's
Out of... Okay, that getting cleaned up makes total sense. That's fine.
what else?
Is
can I-
there any particular reason that we are now storing the plutonium fuel rods?
I don't know. I didn't touch any of that.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's in a radiated area anyway, and it would take forever for this to fill up, so it certainly matter. I was just curious.
No, I haven't touched any of the nuclear stuff. So I just looked at sulfuric acid and that was it.
I was just curious. Hmm.
Alright, let's see what we can do over here. So with these, we're still producing 5 a minute. We're using 5 a minute in total because of 2 machines. Okay. But I think we're gonna have to speed this up. So. About to output. Yeah, you are. Okay.
Okay, so that's up to the okay. Which is not quite where I need it right yet. A little higher.
Oh god, we need so many of these things. Okay. Let's see if I can get another. What do I need? I need reinforced frame. Okay.
I'm gonna need to.
I'm not zooping.
Gonna need to make more filters. Getting all irradiated.
Can't I?
If when you next see me, I have a healthy glow, it's not because I went to the spa.
Oh, there we go. Zoop didn't want to star on me. Yeah, found out because I've got a radiation suit now. Like, I'm a bit disappointed that, like, yeah, if you take your radiation suit off, it just eats the filter.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing. Cause it's like I don't want to run around in it because I'd rather have either like Blade Runners or the hover pack or something to help me move around quicker. I only want it on when I'm actually standing in radiation. But, yeah.
How many more did I need? 6 more. Grab 'em over here. I mean, worst comes to worst, I set up a thing that will just chew up the extra batteries, but for the meantime... I'm just speeding this up because it needs sped up anyway. Magnetic field generators take forever to make, and we need a lot of them. A whole lot of them. A whole hell of a lot of them. So many of them. Just a crazy, stupid amount of them. The amount of these things we need is insane. I can keep going. mean, if we're making 3 a minute and we need 4,000, well, slightly, well, less than 4,000 now, 3,800 only, that would still be 3,800 minutes. Which is 63 hours.
Basically no time at all.
Wait, by 60. No, wait. Not 3,800 divided by 60. We're creating 1 a minute. So it would take 1266 divided by 60. Okay, 21 hours. That's a lot better. Until this factory can run on its own and not grind to a halt. Then she's not ready yet. Okay, so here we need to make another because this thing makes 5, and I think each one of these is equal to 2.5. Yes, okay, so we need to get another one of these set up. Some more batteries here. Because I mean, this thing is bringing over 84 a minute, and I mean, we're using 15. But that upped battery production was necessary, but it was also so we could burn water at a good ratio.
Yeah.
Since you can burn batteries, you can burn those, so. I'll have to set up a system. I'll rework like the waste system because we're also burning excess silica over there. But I'd like to get them all on one line instead of setting up like, you know, a load of grinders because those eat a lot of energy. Plus, just don't need that many grinders. How do you feel that you might soon be released from servitude?
I don't believe you.
Well, you'll be put into cold stasis until you're needed again.
That I would believe.
It's not so much preventing this drone from stopping. Let's see. Actually, again, if this drone... all that would happen... Actually, if this thing filled up on batteries, would anything bad happen? The luminous solution would stop, which it would potentially stop anyway. Sulfuric acid, which is a dedicated system, would stop. The place that would probably hurt the most is the drone that's carrying the aluminum casings, because that's also bringing back items. I think that's the one that gets in trouble if it can't get rid of its load. Which is kind of what's already happening anyway, but we'll get there. We'll get there. To make versatile frameworks. Takes 30 and 30. Yeah, tier 1 belt should still be fine. If I expand this, the belt speed's gonna go faster, but... Okay. So now we're producing 10 of those, which definitely enough to... Hey Nelly, there's a stop train down here by the oil area.
Heck if I know.
I'll go look. Is it just dead stopped, or is it... I'll see. I'm coming over.
Oh, I see what you mean.
What's going on? Oh, are you over there too? Flying as fast as my science wings can take me.
Signaling problem. Oh, okay, I see. It thinks the block up here. This is...
Shouldn't be
This
anything.
block is saying it's occupied, so it can't go.
Oh, did it maybe
Yeah,
just stop in a
this-
bad position?
Well, it's... You keep going. Keep following that track. There it is. Yeah, so it's the block signal ahead is telling it to not come, so it thinks there's something on here.
Oh, well... Wait, the train's backwards. Well, that's one problem. The train's not even facing the right direction. It's somehow... Well, that's the problem. The train's backwards for some reason. Let's see if we can get this thing turned around. Go. Train, go. Why are you not going? Ugh. Train? Hello? There we go. get it up here, it'll be okay. I don't know how, somehow the train went down the wrong way on a curve. It must have stopped at a bad place. Okay. Let's turn on self-driving. Trains are blameless, holy creatures. Well, it's driving on its own right now, so... Yeah, I guess it must have got shut off at a bad point. Went down the wrong junction point. Ugh, thanks for spotting that though, because that could have eventually caused a problem. Wait. Train? You're not even in the right station. What are you doing? Train, are you okay? It went to the steel parts drop. Oh, I think it's because it's saying its next drop was actually the pickup point, so it's trying to turn itself around so it can get to the pickup point. The trailers are just giving up. The factory. The damn sun horse is stopping me again. She's messing with my trains. She sees we're getting closer. We're calibrating the portal. It's just not ready yet. That's what all these parts are meant to do. They're calibrating
When's
the portal.
gonna ride the space elevator back to Horseland?
Right junction here. I guess every time I restart the server, I just need to go check on trains, be like, are you all okay? Did you go to the right place? Are you stuck on a junction somewhere? Quartz train was running fine because I saw that. I think the steel drop train was running fine. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's gone to the right station. Okay, good.
There we go. Okay.
Alright, that train's fixed. She was a little confused. You know, groggy weekend. Coming back to work, you know it happens. Okay. So let's see. We're fine on batteries. Just dropping them off like a champ.
The orange line is ever so steadily creeping up.
It is, yeah. Yeah, this all looks like it's being pleased. Oh, good. So now we're producing 3 magnetic field generators a minute. In 20 some hours it'll be done. Alright, let's make sure everything else is being made happy. So yeah, should still be getting plenty of steel. Yeah, over here, let's see. So what makes you go slow? Modular engines. Need 2.5 per minute, which we're not making. Okay, let's get that sorted. We're just making 2 a minute. Need to get another one of these down. Excuse me, why did my zooping turn off? More of those frames. What's this even making? Oh yeah, I think these were the thermal propulsion rockets. Yeah, it was. Yeah, they need 2.5 per minute, which we're not making. Everything else is fine. Okay.
Oh, well. I actually need to head off early today. It is my wife's birthday, so got stuff to do.
Tell her I said Humphrey Murph Day.
I will tell her precisely that.
And Nelly says Harpy Beef Day.
RPB Day. Well, enjoy the rest of your stream.
Alright, have a good one.
You too.
other way, not this way. Do I need more power shards? Not currently. Doesn't mean it might not in the future, but not currently. I think smart plating might not be keeping up as well, but we'll see. Okay, we need 6 smart plating a minute. We're making 4. Okay, so we need a bit more smart plating. Whew, yeah, that that orange line is getting close. I might have to start working on nuclear to get us more power, but it's gonna, of course, start dealing with waste production and all that, but... Smell that direction. Throw up more coal plants here to offset what you're doing. Yeah, I kind of forgot whatever you're doing over there. That should cover us on smart plating. Does that cover us on rotors? That's a good question. In this case, we're using 6 per minute. Producing enough rotors anymore. No, we're not. Okay. How many rotors do I need? This is 20. Come on, game. 26. I need 26 rotors so far. Anything else eat rotors? Doesn't look like it. Okay. This is the only thing making rotors. 26. Let's see. Make 22.5. Do we have alternative rotor recipes? We actually do. That's what we're using. Okay. So I need 3 more of these machines in order to keep up with rotor demand. Oh, I hate to think what this is hooked up to. What are you hooked up to? Personally, you're hooked up to nothing. What are you hooked up to? You're hooked into there, which goes over there. Which goes over here, which goes all the way up there, there, and there. Okay. I just gotta try to move this power. I gotta move this power line. It's in my way. Oh, but it's connected up to so many things. Oh, I still haven't picked a recipe. Damn it. You're right. I forgot about that. Alright, I gotta go look. Oh, what do we got? We got... Oh, God. Alternate flexible frameworks. So those make 7... Let me look at that. You're saying cloth? Might actually be, because then we won't need... We won't need mycelia anymore. Alright, yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do the cloth. There we go. There we go. We picked one. Okay, you can... Yeah, okay, there you go. We're like so late stage factory at this point. It's like how much of the factory do I run and rework to like get an alternate recipe functioning? Prepare for another decision. Let's see. This is all powering over here. Oh God, just trying to get this pole out of my way, but it's attached to things. Cloth is the game-changing, cause yeah, with automated filters, that's true. You can make automated filters, and then we just have like forever filters. Oh, which I'm gonna need. All right, so I gotta like find everything this is hooked to. That's being hooked to that. That's okay. I wish sometimes you could just pick up a power pole and move it. Connections and all. Where are you sourcing power from, I guess is another question. Like you're sourcing power from up there? Connect to here. That's not what I was aiming at, game. I'm sure that's sort of okay, but that's not what I was pointing at. Was it? Pointing at this. there. And then this is hooked into that one. So let's see, that's sourcing from there. Where's this one hooked in? This one's hooking into that power pole. Okay, so it's hooked to, okay, so the main three. So if I get rid of this, it's just gonna get rid of that post, that connection, and the source connection, right? Okay. I think I only took rotors offline. I think that's just to cure the flying dead zone. Okay. Okay, that, okay, alright. Yeah, alright, that's fine. Which means this pole became superfluous. Okay. Right, hopefully I didn't accidentally disconnect anything. Let's see, do I see any red? That's the... Yellow's okay, red's the worrisome color. Ugh, got to rework all this. Yeah, easier thing to do would probably just be to... Let me hook up the outputs first. Get in there. I'm just gonna pick them up anyway. Okay. Merger. There. Get out of here. This area over here, the frame rate's just so bad. Let's see. So they're producing 11 to 5, so that'll be like 33.75. Okay. You're running again. Okay. Good. Good. It's good. It's good. Everything's good. How are you? Let's cut this with a splitter. There. 195 a minute. That's Mark 3 in. I need 22.5, so that's 67. No. Yeah, 67.5, so that's a Mark 2 belt. Going across. Fuck it, we'll use the fast ones, because why not? Temporary Mark 4 belt while I get this sorted out. It's 195 times 3. 585. Okay, we can run that on a Mark 5 belt. No problem. Are these the only things eating screws these days? No. Might not also be making happy numbers here. I think what we're gonna have to do because these alone take 500. I'll look at that in a moment. And another 500, so that's over 1,000 screws. So what we're gonna have to do is I think we're gonna have to might finally have to put this maker online. And then just dedicate a line for each one. Never got hooked up. In fact, this is the old screw recipe. So we reduced it down to what, like four machines? 4 machines should be able to handle it, right? The alternate recipe. $260. It's 520. Needs slightly more than 520. How many did you need total? 500, okay. So we'll just have to repeat up here what we did down here, and then just dedicate a line. Should In which case, it should only take 3 machines to do it. Get rid of these. How the batteries go seems to be working fine for now. I need to go back and check things though, because we're kind of counting on that the system's a little bit smarter with water. No, I'm flying up, stop. Because I couldn't find a happy ratio, a reasonable happy ratio for the alumina solution, so I was like, well, what happens if we just... Because we're already overproducing aluminum scrap right now anyway, so what if we just don't worry about that too much? You know, cut off some of the machines, restrict some flows, and hopefully it just burns its extra water. But I'm not quite sure how priorities work with pipes in terms of junctions. I think our bad recipe curse continues. Oh no. I'll take a look in a bit. I want to check on aluminum. So now we're like producing an insane amount of batteries. But kind of goes by gravity. Kind of show you what's going on. See, this is full, but is it bad that it's full? Is it clogging anything? It's kind of clogging it, damn. I mean, in this case, this is all fine anyway. Because essentially what I did here, I mean, I could just disconnect this pipe, but all I've done is I've just cut the flow entirely. So now it's like, well, if this stops because it's full of alumina solution, that's okay. It should be. So lower connection point pipes will fill first. So it's like basically the pumps are filling first then, huh? I'm not even sure if this is moving anymore. So like I say, it's okay because honestly, our entire setup's functioning off of that line. Producing still more than enough aluminum scrap. We've got enough silica coming over. I think yeah, we cut that. Yeah, we turn that valve off. 'Cause I think ultimately, like, this is all just kind of... Because this can't get rid of its water. Saying lower connections get first, so basically those pipes down there get priority. Then if we just got rid of this whole thing, ran this back down here, and then connected this back into the system with a valve in place, better actually. Needs smart wiring or pumps for valves. Yeah, it would be nice if you could, like, have a system that's like, you know, overflow for pipes, basically. This is chugging away nice and smoothly. It's a nice enclosed system that seems to work. And like I say, really with everything, it seems to be producing enough. Producing enough for now. But yeah, I've got that restricted off. Since that makes 240, we only need 200 of it, but then it's like, God, like, what do I do with that extra 40? And it was too early. I was trying to run numbers to figure out what to do with the extra 40, but it was like, fuck it. If part of the rest of the system, it only matters if it kind of gets eaten. It doesn't really matter. And I sat there and thought, well, what happens if it stops? Does it matter if it stops? And I guess really it doesn't. It doesn't matter if the things making aluminum solution temporarily stop, because nothing else is really dependent on it right now. Put the water into a coal gen. Could. Well, see, yeah, I was wondering if maybe this water, what I do is instead of piping it in this direction, reopen this valve here, and then just connect the pipe with another valve, connect it right there, and then that should put it back into the system, hopefully. That's what I'm thinking. So like, say connected at a higher elevation. But I thought, wasn't it lower got priority? Because, I mean, right now the water's just up here. But if the pumps are getting priority, then... Let's see, if you're pumping to a location, the lowest will fill first. If you're drawing from a location, I believe the highest will drain first. Not sure that's the case though, because in that case this one's higher, but it's not draining first, as far as I can tell. Or maybe it's just because... Well, we can try this. We can test it out. No harm in testing, right? Because right now, I don't think it's jamming anything up. I think we're making enough stuff, nothing's getting jammed. So even though something has stopped producing, it's not... be trying to drain. We open this valve. It's filling up, but I don't know if that means anything yet, really, until the tanks fill. Guess that's why you don't share lines. You could have a pumped line separate. Yeah. And I mean, in this case, this is just like, you know, I didn't build any of this. This was like, a lot of this system was built just to get things kicked off. I mean, like I say, if this, I think currently if this stuff stops, we're not in a bad spot. Because these two are the only ones that need to keep running. And they only need to run as long as those need a luminous solution. So I think we're okay. Because we're getting enough of everything else. for now. When it comes expansion time, we might have to change things up, but I think it'll be okay for now. Not sure how open this map is, but certainly jump in to help with your if your work schedule wasn't the same time as when I'm building. I do turn the server off after I'm I do turn the server off after we're done. Mainly because I run another server. I run a Minecraft server. And my little computer, my little micro PC can't run both at the same time. Though, if we can get the factory happy, probably what I'm gonna do is at some point leave the server on just so we can build things up, you know? I think one of the other hard parts is like trying to rebuild a system. Sometimes makes things difficult. And especially rebuilding someone else's system, because then you're like, okay, does this go anywhere important? Was this bit important? If I disconnect this, is something gonna break? Which is kind of currently what I'm dealing with over there, is like, you know, making sure I don't break anything in the meantime. Okay, so this takes 5 per minute. Okay. So I think, yeah, what we're gonna have to do is we're still only running that machine right now. I want to make sure we got enough screws. But I think we're gonna change directions. So let's see, these are outputting that. I don't know why I did that, because like I've turned these around. I know another thing too is like I don't want to like rip certain things down simply because it's like, you know, we're close. And it's not only that, but like the sheer speed of it. Oh, those are Mark 4s. Okay, that's why that was like that. Okay. Well, it's like it's also like we're still balancing books. There's still like, so I don't want to start a big project until I've got like certain other things shorn up a little bit. And so, like, getting that aluminum over there to be a little bit happier. It's like it works right now. It could be made happier, but other parts of the factory need some focus. So it's like, if I can just get it to run and be fine in the meantime. Oh, that's happening again. Okay. It's like, and then once it's happy, so now I just gotta get the steel up here. I think I lined it up so it could be done like this. Should probably be done right here. Nope. Gotta go like that, okay. Have no power. Why? Okay, so new carbon offsets. You honestly don't use that much power over here, but you just want to make sure. That's fine. There we go. Now, of course, the next step is not being sure if I'm bringing over enough steel, but, Okay, so you enjoy reclaiming carbon offsets to mean pour more carbon into the air. Yeah, but you're carbon offsetting for the factory, not the planet. So this should be enough. Okay, so that's 22. That's going to be a little bit more than. Okay, so that means we should be keeping up on rotors. I don't know if keeping up on copper sheets now. But yeah, we were short on rotors, so that should help. Which copper sheet line is this? This is that one, okay. no ultimate idea if it's keeping up. There's just so many things to keep track of now, and it's like, oh god, the numbers. So many numbers to keep track of now. Jesus Christ, this is a bad recipe. Wow, I can make an alternate portable miner, which then I can automate. Wow. Well, I guess an alternate cable then. That's pretty shit. Okay, with that, yeah, that's all keeping up just fine. So that means this should be getting all of its screws again. Yeah, okay, that's keeping up. Ooh, looks like this might not be keeping up now, or well. No, might actually be. Maybe it was... Well, like I said, I'd have to look and go see what's using what. Okay. But yeah, rotors should be keeping up now, so that's a new... That's a new one. Okay, alright. I guess steel's keeping up, probably. Looks like it. Okay. Brain going melty. So much to keep track of. Okay, so we were getting the rotors sorted out because, yeah, this. Which look like that's fine now. Okay, so smart plating is now being made fast enough. Which should keep these three machines making the modular engines happy. Now that modular engines should be keeping up. Yes, this is keeping up now. So now we're just back to making one rocket per minute. Okay, sir. When did you go up top? Oh yeah, you went up top earlier. He's still napping up top. My rat, by the way. He's sleeping on top of the cage. Under a blanket. He likes it up there. Okay, so now we have 246 more of the magnetic field generators. So that's good. That means we'll be up to like a little over, bit over 400. Oh, we got 50 assembly director systems. adaptive control units keeping up? These take 1.5 per minute. We're making 1. Okay, so we need to make more adaptive control units for the for the assembly directors to keep up. All right, that's next. Wait. Hang on, give me a second, sir. Go back to your cage? You thirsty and hungry? You say hi to people? No, okay. 1 second. He was crawling across the open door to get closer to me. 'Cause he wanted down. Oh, I need more motors. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff here making the final parts, a lot of the numbers weren't matching anyway, which we knew that. We just wanted to get it manufactured. And then we'd go back, through and make numbers happy. Which now we can do. Machine. Really is astounding, like how all of this is like now condensing into this stuff. This massive factory is now just like feeding into these last little bits. Nitrogen doing? It's doing fine. Didn't even actually check to see if nitrogen was still running since we had a couple problems with trains. Mainly the oil train somehow went backwards into the station and it messed it up. I'm gonna assume the Coastal Express is still running. Looks like it is, because these are full. Yeah, they're full, so... Coastal Express is still running. Okay, good. Ugh, come on, factory. We're so close. think we can do it. I think we can finish it this week. I definitely think we can get this done this week. So I think we're nearly at a stage where the factory can be left to run on its own. If that's the case, that's what I'll probably end up doing. Because obviously we can go ahead and continuously make this place bigger and bigger and bigger, which is, you know, what you're supposed to do. But I think after a certain point, there's only so much entertainment value in that. At this stage, I'm not really doing anything new, and it's just like I'm just... Did I line that up wrong? Because, I mean, of course I did. I mean, it only matched the line, but sure, why not? Why didn't it, you know, misalign itself at the last freaking second? It's only my favorite thing to set these damn things up and then find out, no, the line changed on me, on placement. Yeah, going back to what I was saying, it's like there's probably only so much entertainment value in like me setting up the final bits. At this point, that's kind of all I've been doing. Once the factory can run on its own, that's mostly mission complete. That's creating 2 adaptive control units a minute, which should keep this thing alive. Okay. Now the question becomes, everywhere else, are we producing everything else fast enough? We're producing enough automated wiring. This thing takes 15. Both of these take 15 a minute. No, we're not producing enough. Just say I only picked up 6. I literally counted myself picking up 10. Oh, there are 10. The automated wiring, okay. So yeah, these do 7.5 per minute, and we need 7.5 per minute, but I've got 2 machines running now, so... Why does that belt look funny? It's because it's... What the dickens? I don't think that thing was actually there like it said it was. Oh, goodness me. Plus, we're starting to eke up on the power a little bit. The orange line's getting close. Which is what I'm worried about. Okay, alright. Might not be making enough statters after this. Lined up. Time for more nukes. God, I haven't set that up. I don't know entirely what's going on over there. And it's difficult to navigate because Prime doesn't like using foundations. Plus he was learning it too, so I haven't really learned it yet, so I'm not sure what all has to go over there. Okay, so these take 75 wire per minute, which means that's gotta be a Mark II. That's gotta be a Mark II. So this all has to be a Mark III, which it looks like it is. Okay, so I'll make the automated wiring necessary to keep this going. So hopefully then it'll make enough adaptive control units to be making a 0.75 assembly director systems a minute. God, that one's the one that hurts the most. That one's the one that's like, oh, God. Gonna take longer than any of the other parts. Let's go check on aluminum, make sure everything's keeping up as it's supposed to, nothing's grinding to a halt. Also make sure this drone over here is... Well, yeah, that's right. We had the new nuclear system, which actually... There's something in nuclear processing where we didn't need heat sinks anymore. Actually, I'm just gonna, okay, this is terrible, but I'm going to assume everything in aluminum's running fine. It looks like it is. So we need to make sure we're making enough stators, or stators, or whatever they're pronounced. These produce 7.5, we need 7.5 per minute just for these two machines. Needs one dedicated machine anyway. By the look of it, can't tell if it's keeping up. Okay, so this thing eats 10, so they're eating 20. Uh, 26, 32. How much was the rest of the system eating? 32 plus what, 8? $32 plus 7.5, so 39.5. We need to be producing 39.5. 39.5 stators. Are we producing that? Doesn't look like it. We're producing 8 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we are. Producing 40. Okay, we're producing just enough, so if anything takes any more of the stators, then we need more production on those. Next thing I need to check is high-speed wiring. They're using just over 3. It's such an odd number. So yeah, just under 4 of those a minute. Keeping up now. Looks like it. Good. This thing should keep running. Okay, that's good. So what'd I say? This thing needs just under 4. We need to be producing just under 4 of these a minute. Making enough. Oh, it's a framey over here. This thing needs a little over 5, so we'll just say 6. Supercomputer is absolutely keeping up, so I think think that's all keeping up. What about just straight wire? Looks like it's keeping up. Really hard to tell. Again, I would need to run numbers. It's just gonna get to a point where you start seeing machines just run out of stuff. It's getting to that point where it's like, yeah, way back on the belts, or any machines just running out of things. You know, is any of your end tier stuff not being made at speed. But if that's the case, then those are being made at speed now. Which means everything should be keeping up. I mean, this thing's obviously running 3 at a time just to do its thing. Which, wow, we're producing a good bit, so 100, 200, 300, 312. So we've got like 500 in total magnetic field generators. Only 3,500 more to go. But I guess, yeah, is the factory ready to be run on its own? I mean, honestly, I think it is. It might finally be in a state it can run on its own. These things run a bit slow. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, one per minute. I mean, some of these just take so long. I mean, if we're making one of these per minute, we've already made 200. It's going to be another 800 minutes before... Which 800 minutes is... how long? 13 hours. I mean, some things are like set to take 20 hours to be able to complete. How's nuclear pasta doing? How's our spaghetti? I think the way Prime set that up, that's gonna finish pretty quick. Oh, we've got 118 more, so that puts 400, 500, yeah, 500. So we're halfway there on the nuclear pasta. Dipped there for a minute and I about panicked. Alright, the portals are getting calibrated. So where are these aluminum casings going? They're all going into the system that's making these. System, which is actually full. Oh, I see. They're getting piped out over here. Which go over here and then go into this thing. Okay. Alright, let me go check on aluminum and then we'll see about maybe expanding this. Some things I don't mind, if they don't 100% keep up, as long as it's burning enough materials that doesn't jam up a system. But we'll see. Gosh, I think we'll definitely finish this week. I mean, fuck, we might finish tomorrow. Because if this factory can run on its own, without, you know, clogging up, stopping, breaking, anything, then unless someone wants on the Minecraft server today, which is fine if they do, then otherwise I'll leave the Satisfactory factory running. It's gonna tick down those like 20 hours on some stuff. So you may be able to see part 2 of this build from far away. Oh really? I think I could see it from the sulfur zone, couldn't I? So yeah, strong chance we could finish this all tomorrow. We'll have the parts we need, we'll calibrate the portals, and then I'll make the jump home. And then Sunhorse has to look me in the eye and say, welcome home. Okay, so on the one hand, it looks like these are running. Although these aren't full of water yet. If you leave it on, you may hop in and growing on this build some more. Nah, I don't mind. Like I say, if nobody wants on to the Minecraft server today, I mean, I've got enough to occupy myself. I don't need on it today. I can play Final Fantasy, and I've got some sketch projects and other stuff to do. I've got those today, so I don't really have a need to be on myself. I don't think Digi has been interested that much lately. They've not been inspired. They're not done. They're just not inspired to play right now, which is fine. Do not mind. So yeah, I might keep this server rolling. Get back into rotation soon. Yeah. I mean, that's the same with me. I've gotten on, like, I got on yesterday. I built like one thing, and like, you know, one thing I'd been wanting to build, and I was like, okay, that's all I'm doing for now. There's tons to do. It just like yeah, it looks like everything is currently rolling along happily. Prime mentioned the nuclear waste might not be getting dealt with at proper speed. I don't know if that was the case or if he sorted it out. So, we might not be 100% in the green to let the factory run. 'Cause who knows? We could let it run for like hours and then the power just drips out. Shit, I ran out of juice. I ran out of science magic. Ugh, there we go. Yes, I started a little bit of sketching last night to you know, I need a new look. I've had this look for like, you know, 10 years. And you know, I need a new one. You know, it's like it's the new style now to like you know, to trim your fetlocks. You know, it's like the style now to trim your fetlocks so you can see your hooves. See, before this current generation, you know, we couldn't you know, it was the style to let your hooves get covered in fur, which meant we didn't have the sticky hooves anymore. If you let your hooves show, then they get sticky and you can hold things again. So yeah, it's like it's the new style, so I gotta update. Maybe get myself a new main style, you know. So I started doing some sketches. Nothing set yet, and it's gonna be a while. Cause like, look, with you know with the new style out, you know, you have to book an appointment, you know, well in advance. You know, you want to get your fetlocks trimmed, you have to book like really in advance to get it done. Cause that's the new style now. So all the ponies are doing it, and there's not enough hairdressers and fur carers to deal with it. I actually can't see what Nelly is doing, but I can see when Nelly builds something. I see like a blue little marker over there, but nothing actually renders at this distance. So I can like see Nelly building something over there, but I can't see it render. Virgin sticky hooves versus extra finger mutation. I know, right? So that's the kind of like lore reason I'm going for. It's like, why did Gen 4 have to do everything with their mouths and they couldn't, you know, because we didn't have sticky hooves. But Gen 5 does have sticky hooves. So then it's like, well, why is that? Well, look, in Gen 4 you can't actually see their hooves. They're covered. But in Gen 5 you can see the hooves. So they're exposed. And the little grip, you can do the grip. And so an entire generation of ponies had to learn to do things with their mouths again because the style was to let our coats like go over the hooves. It was fashion over function for an entire generation. So you wish you could art NASA? Well, I tell you what. The funny thing is, over the past few years, I've known a few people who couldn't draw. You know, they said they couldn't draw. They'd never done it. And so they gave it a try. You know, and their first art, of course, you know, looked a bit funky, you know. Not that great. But over the course of a few years, they've gotten quite good at it. And they've actually been doing good art. And that's always the thing about art. It's like one of those things, it's like, you know, and in some cases you kind of have to have a head for it. But the thing of it is, when it comes to art, nobody's gifted in art. Art's a skill. You can learn art. Some people are predisposed to it, you know, they like doing it, which of course then, you know, gives them, you know, that kind of advantage, but, you know. Yeah, I've watched friends like, this looks like this might be the new issue. So what's happening here? Why is this thing not running? Oh, because I think at the time we didn't need casings. Mind is so oriented towards engineering stuff, architecture, abstract design, getting a concept down on paper. Model, everything just results in blah for you. Well, that can be understandable too. It's got to be something like you want to do, and it's, you know, it's kind of like me with animation. I really want to animate. In fact, that's what I wanted to do with my life, was be an animator. But things happened in my life and it didn't quite go that way. But, you know, I've done animation a couple times. Nothing special. I mean, if you don't count this. You know, nothing special, but it's definitely I can't tell if this is keeping up or is it slowly burning out of casings. It's not, because we're actually filling on batteries. I gotta say, I think if this stops, it doesn't hurt anything. Because that drone's not bringing anything back. So if this drone doesn't do a flight, it's okay. I think we're alright. I think the numbers are still fine. To be honest, from a fellow right-brained creator to another, there's definitely tools to help with more mechanical idea. Every animation is special. I'm trying to get your head designed for years now, custom species, and you haven't had much luck. I can understand it too. Sometimes there's just things you want to do and your brain just doesn't. It's like, you want to know what my biggest accomplishment was? Being able to look straight forward. Symmetry is my, like, worst enemy. If you've ever seen any of my drawings, almost none of them are facing full forward ever. They're always 3/4 view, profile view, never ever full facing forward. And so, like, the thing I had to overcome to be able to look at you all straight in the face was look forward. Okay, but yeah, it doesn't look like anything's really struggling over here. This thing needs concrete, but what's it need concrete for? Where's it trying to get concrete from? Oh, it's bringing it over, I see. Doesn't bring over a lot, does it? But yeah, I was like the story behind me wanting to be an animator. So like when I was a kid, I wanted to be an animator. I actually wanted to be a Disney animator. Like I wanted to work on Disney animated movies. And like for a school project one time, it was like, oh, send a letter to like, you know, who you'd like to, you know, work for. Something like that if you have questions for them. And I did that. I sent to like Disney and they like sent me a reply. All that kind of cool stuff. And I had like the books on like their movies and the art of their movies and stuff like that. And then I heard that they were closing their animation studios for movies. And I went, what? No, can't do that. This is what I wanted to do. And for some reason, my stupid brain didn't click I could animate anywhere else. I don't know. And then I actually, well, I had a lot of things then happen when, Silly Moon Having Dreams, I know, right? But then, like, when I turned 18, a lot of things happened. I ended up briefly homeless. And then I was, like, kind of between schools because of it. Because I was still in high school. I wasn't behind in high school, but it was like, you know, I was graduating that year. You know, because I was supposed to graduate that year and then something happened. I was actually going to graduate early. And then something happened and I ended up homeless and then I ended up leaving my high school, went to another high school in another state. So I didn't graduate early anymore, so I just graduated on time, but... And then things weren't going well on that side of things, and... So everything kind of changed, and my life was kind of in flux for the next several years. And then I eventually did go to school, but I was like kind of in the state of, well, you can kind of teach yourself art and animation. I mean, you can teach yourself anything, to be quite honest. So I'll pick up like a second skill. Plus, at the time, I didn't have a portfolio together. I didn't have anything really good to like show in art school. So I was like, you know what? Teach myself art and animation. I'll get myself a practical skill as a backup. So I went to school for computer programming. And then I hate computer programming. I mean, I did it, but I mean... And then, yeah, so... And so yeah, a lot of my life ended up in flux, and it kind of ruined a lot of what my life plans were. My life didn't go as planned, but you know, that's alright. Can still make up for it. There's always time. Doesn't matter how old you are, there's always time. Let's say you're a dev. My girlfriend's a dev. She works in software development. Sorry, I'm just flying around here while I talk. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, I was just basically seeing that this stuff is Nothing's grinding to a halt, and it looks like everything's keeping up. I guess I need to go check nuclear. Because I think the main thing that has to be worried about... the big one is over here, because... Wait, is this the problematic one? Yeah, because this thing brings back the rods. And so if this drone stops for too long, then... My girlfriend brought up a snack. Go for me? Thank you. Do they want snack? Okay. My girlfriend brought me some hard-boiled eggs. And then we looked at the rats, like, do the rats want some hard-boiled egg? They like hard-boiled egg, too. So yeah, a lot of things, like I say, a lot of things in my life didn't quite go as planned, but you know what? It's okay. There's always time. Doesn't matter how old you are. Let's be real. I'm over 40 now. I'm over 40 years old. You never know it, right? Could need so many crystal oscillators. Well, you're in luck. Because let me tell you, Nelly, we've been making them and we don't use them for anything. So help yourself to the supply we've made. Because there's an entire crate of them. Because even though they don't go anywhere, I'm still making them. Just in case, you know. Ugh, hard-boiled egg, I'm going to eat a snack. I realized chewing a hard-boiled egg sounds very squishy, so I had to mute my microphone because I didn't want to chew a hard-boiled egg into the mic. Probably sounds disgusting. Okay, so yeah, aluminum seems to be doing just fine. I don't think it's going to grind to a halt anymore, which is what we wanted. Egg SMR. egg SMR. Yeah, and I think this drone's fine if we're making too many batteries, that's okay too. I think it doesn't grind the system to a halt. So I wonder if the next big thing, because these are the rockets. They are being produced slowly, but I think the main thing we want to make faster is these. Because I think honestly these are being made the slowest, because they make 0.75 a minute. But in order to make this keep up, hang on, these make 1 a minute. It's actually not bad. Would have to do some more expansion on the back end, but I think I can do it. Let's see if we can get this going a little bit faster. Because out of everything, this is the slowest. This is the slowest item, and we need 4,000 of them. So. Space elevator parts we use for other stuff. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, phase 4 is space elevator stuff. Automated wiring goes to a smart power grid. Maybe. I think it's gonna depend on what the next update is, because I guess probably it's for feed. Oh, are you using them to feed the ticket gods? Is that what the oscillators were for? Take some No. Oh, you mean the stuff we're making is for feeding the ticket gods. Make a bit more assembly director systems. Well, everything else is making at least one a minute. These are not being made at one a minute. And then yeah, we would need a third one of these to make, and then that would actually balance out. Because these make 1 per minute, these use 1.5 per minute. So that would actually balance. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of the final update, because we don't even know what the final product we're making is. It's something they've kind of kept close to their chest, is like, what are we making? Just a giant billboard. Giant billboard in the sky. One big giant billboard in the sky. I feel like everything's almost at a stage now where it's just like, see what machine's not keeping up, and then that's what building, instead of like having to run backwards through everything going, is that keeping up? Is that keeping up? Is that keeping up? Like, it's getting tricky. You just have to find where the oscillators are hiding. They're hiding down below. So if you go to the train station and go down below under the platform, hang on, I'll fly up above the platform. So go to like where the steel. See where I'm at? Where are you at? Where's the Nelly? Found him? Did you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, take all I need because they don't go anywhere. They're obsolete. 2200. There you go. Ham cheer. I can't believe how big this factory is. Jeez. Hello, boys. What are you doing? I don't know what my rats are doing. Is it a hammock panic? Looks like. Tell it what to make. What are we making? Adaptive control units. Plates, wow. Let's see. I might go once I kind of get these numbers a little bit nicer, and like I say, I'll leave the server on for a while. How am I still flying with no power? Oh, because I lagged. That's why. Yeah, leave the server on for a while, and then hopefully tomorrow we can probably finish this up. Maybe. Have to do some figures. You son of a bitch. Again, I lined these motherfucking things up, and then I put them down, and they're not lined up anymore. I swear, that guideline is a liar. Is it lined up? Yes, it's lined up. Jesus. Every time. Every single time. see, once we complete phase 4, then Ficsmas will be officially over. So, didn't you know it's still Ficsmas? Which, gosh, it's almost the end of January at this point. Which means we started this, like, I think, what, December 2nd or 3rd? So, we've been playing this for almost 2 months entirely. We haven't played anything else. Just only this for 2 months. Which is typical of the way I do things, you know. I binge games. I don't always do alternating schedules. Unless I've been playing a game for, like... Generally, if I've been playing a game for longer than 3 or 4 months, then I'll change up. I'll, like, start adding something to the schedule, like Fallout 4. Fallout 4, we're about to go into year 2 of playing that. And so I usually will play that along with something else. So you went from maybe Fridays to I need to make a gigabuilding. Okay, so now these things take 7.5 automated wiring a minute, which I don't think will keep it up with that. No, it basically takes one of these to match one of these. All this just so we can make 1.5 of those items a minute. What else am I missing? Plastic. Gotta say though, rat squeaking. I gotta say though, for, you know, building this for 2 months, this isn't lined up either. Look at this act of violence here, because these fucking lines don't line up like they say they do. So this bullshit happens. You blame Prime. I mean, 100%, there's no way I could have done this on my own. Not in this amount of time. It would have been impossible for me to do it in 2 months. What are we making? Automated wiring? Alternate automated wiring. Let's take more. Oh yeah, they're gonna take more stators, which I actually will then have to expand that because I think we weren't quite making enough. We were only just making enough. So I have to add a machine. Yeah, this will make 1 per minute, and I think those eat 1.5 per minute. Yeah. Okay, look. It's lined up. It's lined up. It's lined up. It's lined up. It's still lined up. Good. So that's got to be a Mark II that comes in. Okay, so these eat 75, that's 250, that's 250, right? No, 150, it's 225. 225 on a Mark III. So that is a Mark III belt. Okay, that should be alright. Okay, so I think for sure we need to make more stators. Make sure the copper wire's keeping up. Yeah, okay, it is. Don't know if we're making enough, but it's keeping up. So it might be a case, you know, again, I leave the server on for most of the day today, and then I'll like log in periodically to see if like maybe something's not being fed, and then make those like little adjustments, be like, okay, this needs to be fixed, you know, because maybe something's not keeping up. I don't know if we're making enough motors. Okay, but I know we're not making enough of these now. I need at least one more of these machines, which... How? Oh. How? I guess since it's feeding into that line anyway. Is it? No, it's feeding that line. Should be able to just I can expand it out. That should be alright. Cable. Where's that cable going? Hey, mind if I have some of that? Thank you. Figure out how to kind of thing is that it's just this regular splitter. Because I think ultimately this isn't going to keep up anymore. What kind of belt speed do we need? 375, that's plenty of speed on that belt. Okay. Because I'm not sure, I don't know if we're making enough motors. I'm not sure where motors are even going right now. Looks like in a case like this, we might not even have enough quick wire. Who knows? Oh dear. Looks like we're slightly... We might be slightly chewing into our quick wire, but... Yeah, looking at that, it's like, ooh. Well, that number's semi-stable, but I don't know. Oh, this is gonna be fun for me to figure out how to route this. No. It's too close. No way that's going in there. How? Oh, because for whatever reason, someone did these in the center. That's why they look like that. Okay. Change this. And it looks like it's keeping up, but it shouldn't keep up. That's where I'm getting a little... Oh, wait. I want a merger. it went. My brain stopped. Goes into there. Nope, my brain's not clicking. Let's do this. Take splitter. Goes that way. There we go. It goes back over there. Goes there, and then it's a bit weird, but yeah, that's what I meant, game. That's entirely what I meant. How? Oh, God. I love when you go to make that like final click and it goes, nope, you meant this. Carefully, carefully. This is what you wanted. You wanted to go that way. So the knot still went too high, but oh well. It's the right belt, right? Yeah, okay. So now we have per minute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 40, 48. Busted ass belt here. take 60 a minute alone. That's already a Mark 4 belt. Hopefully that'll keep up. Okay, that should... It's weird. I could have just turned it around and hooked it into there instead, but oh well. Okay, that means the stator should be keeping up. I don't even know if motors are keeping up. I think Quickwire might not be keeping up. That I don't know. Probably not. No, it's not. It's slightly under. Okay, but I think we're... Might be good for now. I think we're at a stage where I think, yeah, the factory can be left to its own. We'll go back and check aluminum one more time. Just to make sure nothing's clogging up, but I think it's all okay. I think the factory is able to run on its own. I didn't check nuclear power. Lag like that makes things difficult to see. There are certain things that may or may not be keeping up. Can I check the sulfuric acid piping? Sure. Which need checked on over there? Okay, so that's all keeping up. Means this should all be keeping up, which means we're producing 1.5 of these per minute, which should greatly get us there. So now we have 633 of these things. I'm sure there's things not keeping up, but 100, 200, 300, 400, almost 500. So it means we've got about 700 magnetic field generators now. Got 160. So we got about 360 thermal propulsion rockets. I'm counting them with what we've submitted to Phase 4 already. Looking to see if the possibility of clogging itself or not. The only place I worry that could happen is maybe with the nuclear, but nuclear pasta we've got another 150 on top of what we've got, so well we're over halfway on the nuclear pasta. Looks like, yeah, otherwise things are keeping up for the most part. Okay. I mean, turbo motors may or may not be keeping up. I can't tell. Looks like they might be just short, but... really good on aluminum sheets. Which could become a problem because, yeah, the nuclear system needs to be, I guess, nuclear system kind of needs to be converted because it doesn't use the heat. We've got a recipe that doesn't use heat sinks. But I would have to go over there and look at it and actually figure out nuclear power because I haven't yet. Ah, stretchy, stretchy. So yeah, there's a chance nuclear power could have an issue, or that's my only kind of real concern at the moment. I feel like almost is nuclear power could be an issue because I don't know if Prime fixed the number on waste disposal, and if there's any unhappy numbers over there, I don't know. So it looks like that's still emptying, so that means that's still running. Now this is full. Okay, so these pipes are all full. And it looks like the water is getting drained out. So by piping the piping the excess water down there in front of the pump seems to have dealt with our other clogging issue. So okay, that's working just fine. So yeah, here's the sulfuric acid piping. Here's the one that's just for the batteries. So that's all going into here. We've got all 5 water pipes coming out and feeding into these 3. Which don't have enough water, but I think the reasoning is yeah, because we're full on batteries. So the batteries are full right now. It's just running it as 2 pipes. Ugh. Why would that be? I'm curious. As it stands, we're full up on aluminum casing right now. Now it's backed up, it might get clogged. You think it would? maybe I do see what you might be concerned about. I'm not sure if it would or not. More if the batteries end up not producing later, that can be something to try to fix it. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of get the idea you're thinking though. I think what'll help though is these. I think since that's all on a separate pump, I think it would end up okay. Because if the batteries got used up, at least 2 of those are gonna still feed the sulfuric acid, and I think it's ultimately gonna eventually, you know, pipe in and get the system kicked back on again. I think. Yeah, there's a few systems in here that I sit here and I wonder and I go, will it clog up? It's like this thing is full, but I don't think it matters that this is full. I don't think it matters that sulfuric... Well, it might actually matter that sulfuric acid is full. Because it needs to be able to pump out its sulfuric acid. Well, can't slide under that. Ugh. Damn it. Ah! I really hate that the suit is like... Okay, none of this is jamming up with that tank being full, so... Like, why can't I jump over these pipes? Why is it the normal thing I can't jump over those pipes? There's no reason I can't wear Blade Runners over my suit. There's no reason for it. It is a bit strange though, because I think I calculated it out. We shouldn't be getting a surplus of sulfuric acid anyway. But we still ended up with, but it could be because, I think it could be because some machines are stopping and starting. It was based on a perfect system. I think we're fine. Waste disposal, I think, is still okay. And we've got leeway if it does happen. Lago's begging for a walk. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be gone. Yeah, just checking this. I'm checking to make sure the factory can, if the factory is in a safe state. If it's in a safe state, I'm gonna go and just leave it running. Looks processing wise like it's really hard to tell here. Are we not auto grinding the plutonium fuel rods? Alright, I think the factory's in a state she can run on her own. So I think what I'll do is, yeah, I'll leave the server on for most of the day, if not all day. And then I might come in and check on it periodically. Just to kind of give it a look, be like, oh, there's, something has clogged up. Something's not running. Maybe something's not keeping up and just needs one more machine. If that's the case, yeah, I'll pop in and do it. But, yeah, I think we'll be ready to wrap up tomorrow. I think we've done it. I think we might have done it. Actually, with the battery stopped, I can see a potential problem, and that is the aluminum casings. Maybe. So we've got a lot of building to do between now and then. All right, yeah, I'll leave the server on so you can be free to like just let me know when you're like done for the day. And I mean, done for the day can be you're like 4 in the morning, whatever. Doesn't matter. You can be on as long as you want. You can come back after like breaks or whatever. You don't have to be here the whole time. Yeah, the only again thing, yeah, taking breaks is good. Only thing I can see the potentially cause issue is again this. Same with the heat sinks. It looks like we got plenty of heat sinks, but there's a couple drones that are bringing things back. And if it looks like they're going to run out of material. So you're going to avoid loading in the main factory as much as possible. I don't think it would cause any problems if you did. Ow. Okay, yeah, we've got plenty of those. Ah, I can't get out. Because I mean, the whole point of me keeping the server on is that everything will stay loaded. Break a bit for lunch, bit of a side project before hopping in this afternoon. Okie dokie. Yeah, and like I say, I'll probably hop in now and again. I mean, Wekaluna might even hop in. She might want to do something. Hop in now and again just to make sure things are running, nothing's broken, because there's no real point leaving the server on if it's not producing. So, so there we go. Oh, goodness me. So there we go. We seem to have at least a roughly happy factory. I don't think it's 100% happy. I think it still can clog. I just think the time it's going to take to get it clogged is now a lot further away. Because before it was able to get clogged really quickly. I just think there's a few small little things that need to be readjusted, remade. And in doing so would actually make the factory 100% run on its own. No worries, no problems. It's not quite, but it's close, I think. So I would call that a grand accomplishment. Which, yeah, if I mean, we could always just keep coming back to it session after session, making things a little bit faster. But I don't know what kind of entertainment value that has. Because a lot of what's happening now is it's building up while we build it up. And, I don't have any grand designs in mind, of making some kind of mega factory or anything. If I had that plan in mind, then yeah, I would probably just, turn the server off when I'm off, and we would come back to it. But I would say, we've been doing this for almost a solid 2 months now. We're about to finish our, phase 4. It's very close. It's the furthest in this game I've ever been, so and I couldn't have done it without everyone's help. So I'm very appreciative of everyone who has actually joined in on this. Whether, and also too, whether it's been something of, you come in and be creative like Nelly has done. Nelly's come in and done a lot of building, and I really like that. And Nelly did help with the aluminum as well. So, any contributions. I mean, even Dark Omen in the early few days contributed. So, everyone's help in this factory has been greatly appreciated. It's made it so fun, and what has pushed this factory to its limit as far as it has been. So, while I may play the ruthless capitalist, small horse, I do appreciate, everything everyone's contributed to this map so far. But that's going to be it for me today. So yeah, tomorrow, hopefully, assuming nothing entirely breaks down, we'll probably wrap up Satisfactory tomorrow. So hyped for my reaction to the final build. I'm looking forward to it because I'm curious as to what the heck you're building. But yeah, I think we'll wrap up tomorrow. Sounds fun. Didn't think this time would come, but I think we're about there. We'll complete phase 4. Oh gosh, hard to believe. Never thought it would happen. All right, guys. So that's it for me for today. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll finish up Satisfactory tomorrow, most likely, barring any catastrophic events, and then we'll move on to something else after that. Because, the canon is that I go home after this. We'll quantum leap into a new universe. Come back to a nuclear winter. That's one thing this map doesn't have is winter, but I think with the lighting system, snow would be absolutely blinding. All right, guys. Well, have a good one. Have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it very much. What is today? Is today Monday? What you playing? Oh no, wait. You're just playing on Wednesday, right, Nelly? Because I think you said you were taking most of this week. No streaming tonight. Yeah, Wednesday. Okay. All right. You're doing a long stream on Wednesday. What were you gonna play? Can't remember. Collab with Jackalope. So you're doing Jackalope tomorrow night, and then you're doing Oni on Wednesday. Okay. All right, so yeah, check her out then. Prime did a short stream yesterday. Played a bit of Hearthstone. Dragging through Halo 1 campaign. That sounds like fun. All right. Well, be sure to check them out. I'm off. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, evening, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.